She's already handling all of it.
We're recording. Go for it.
Ready? Good evening and welcome to the Planning and Zoning meeting for Thursday, November the 4th, 2021. First order of business will be to introduce our new members of our commission. We appreciate these gentlemen joining us. Mr. John Cornell, Mr. Gary Miller, and Mr. Scott Dieterman. We appreciate those guys for joining us and welcome to the team.
Thank you.
So our first order of business tonight will be our public comments. And is anybody,
Randy's filling in for Tim.
okay.
I am. Tonight we have on your agenda, we have the preliminary and final for Schnucks for their subdivision tonight. We have Steve from Cochrane here that can also explain it. Basically what they're doing is they're taking the Schnucks area, which you can see on the map. They're taking that Schnucks area where it has their parking lot and everything, and then they have two outer lots that they're dividing out. They're subdividing that out, like where the detention pond is, and then there's another area. One of them's 5 acres, the other one's 3.5. And like I said, Steve's here for any comments.
Okay. So the first public comment will be the preliminary plat for Schnucks Commons subdivision -95. So Steve, if you want to step forward and introduce yourself to the group and.
Steve Lowney with Cochrane. Basically, like she said, they're wanting to split into 3 lots. The preliminary plat's been submitted, the final plat's been submitted. I think they both got favorable approval from the Planning Commission. So, other than that, it's pretty simple. Nothing really out of the ordinary on it. I don't know if you have any questions as far as that goes or not.
Okay, thank you. We'll ask you to come back up if we have any. Thank you. So I guess that'll take care of both the preliminary plat and the final plat for Schnucks. Mr. Steve from Cochrane there joining us tonight. Appreciate him coming. If there's no one else to speak on behalf of this tonight, we'll close our public comments for this evening and open up our regular meeting for and our last meeting was on September 2nd, 2021, so we'll have the minutes from that meeting. Any questions or comments about that, or accept it as submitted?
Accept the minutes as read.
Have a motion by Mr. Cooper, second by,
I'll second.
Mr. Cullum. Any other questions or comments? We'll roll call vote that.
Mr. Costello?
I abstain, I was absent.
Mr. Deach is absent. Mr. Cullum?
Abstain, I was absent.
Mr. Barton?
Yes.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Priest is absent. Mr. Dieterman?
Abstain.
Mr. Cornell?
I abstain.
And Mr. Miller?
Abstain.
Motion passes 3-0 with 5 abstentions and 2, and let's make that the last time. It is good to have a pretty full staff now.
Full staff, yeah.
Last time, I don't know if I even got a chance to thank Eric Holt for his time that he spent with us, and we appreciate all the support that he gave us, and he was a very valuable member of our board, and we appreciate that, and we will wish him good luck in his future endeavors. So next order of business, since the motion passes for the minutes, we'll move on to the preliminary plat for Schnucks Commons subdivision -95.
I'd make a motion to recommend approval of the preliminary plat for Schnucks Commons SUB D95 as submitted.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Costello, second by Mr. Cullum to approve the preliminary plat for Schnucks Commons subdivision -95. Any other questions or comments at this time? Roll call vote.
Mr. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dieterman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
And Mr. Costello?
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0 with 2 absent. And we'll move on to the final plat for the same piece of property, the Schnucks Commons subdivision -95.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the final plat for Schnucks Commons subdivision 95 as submitted.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Mr. Costello, second by Mr. Durbin to approve the final plat for Schnucks Commons subdivision -95. Any other questions or comments about that? Roll call vote.
Mr. Barton?
Yes?
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dieterman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
Mr. Costello?
Yes.
And Mr. Cullum?
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0, with 2 absent. So, quick and easy, we'll close the meeting and ask Ms. Walters if she has anything for the good of the group before we get going.
Just to let you know that next month is full, so there will be a very full P and Z meeting next month. So as many of you that can be here, that would be great.
That's December the,
4th, I believe. Is that right?
Oh, no, that's
Oh,
December 2nd.
that won't work. then.
December 2nd?
When you say full, is it like a full agenda, just a lot to work on, or full as in people with pitchforks and?
It might be a little of both,
Good.
yes, but there will be a good.
So we got all the
size
new
agenda.
guys kind of worked in easy tonight and,
Yeah,
next week throw it to the
You have
fire.
us up in the front row.
There you go.
Mr. Cornell and Miller are probably pretty familiar with it from their aldermanic experience anyway.
Good deal.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. If no one else has anything for the good of the group, well, Mr. Deitch's not here, we might be here all night. Entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
Second by Mr. Costello, all in favor say aye.
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 Have a good night, thank you.